What is up, guys? It's your least favorite commentary channel, Abstracted, back on another incoherent yap session, and today I found a pretty interesting TikTok page that goes by the name Cindy and Dan FYC. This TikTok page is Cindy and Dan just recording their daily lives and also giving counseling, but it seems to be more heavy on the counseling side, almost like showing what a perfect family should be like. As we're gonna see in a little bit, it's not all rainbows, kitties, and sunshine over here, bro. They had in some demons in that closet. I'm gonna open up that closet and just expose it. Before my lungs collapse, please make sure to like and subscribe. It'll be very appreciated. And also, because we hit 500 likes on the last video, as I said, I would eat Sukuna's finger dipped in whatever sauce, and for some reason, you fiends chose pink sauce, so you guys actually shall receive. I'm gonna put it at the end of the video. The timestamp should be right in front of the screen as I'm speaking. But yeah, and also one more thing before I do begin. I am a tiny bit sick and I can barely speak, so if you notice a few more cuts or if I sound weird, I am very sorry. Like, the only way I'm getting through this video right now is with my inhaler, man. That thing came in clutch. But yeah, with that out the way, let's begin. So how their entire internet presence went to hell in a handbasket is with this one singular TikTok. It's the husband trying to have like this moment with his wife, just being very vulnerable and just telling her how he feels. And the wife just has like this big brain moment to just slam dunk roast my man's hat out the blue. And I personally, as a hat enjoyer, I cannot take this disrespect towards the hats. That is actually crazy. But yeah, enough of me yapping. I'm gonna just show you guys the evidence.
What are you doing? Thought you were working.
I'm looking at this.
What is it?
It's wire. It's a spool of wire. And I'm almost out of it. Can you see the spool of wire? Mm-hmm. I'm almost out of it.
Okay.
And I've had this spool of wire for like 40 years. I bought it like this it's not a piece of a long time ago, but it's like 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense? This is what's left. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm sad for you, but you're wearing your Jets hat, and I'm a little concerned right now that you're wearing your Jets hat. I thought that's why you were crying.
Okay, I'm done.
So basically, he's like telling his wife that he's coming to the realization that his life is slowly coming towards an end. And what she decides to do is to clown on my man's hat and that the Jets were losing. Like, my brother in Christ, read the room. Like, that was not the time nor the place for that. It's like, you must have either a terrible like social awareness or you are just cold-hearted. One or the other. I'm not gonna assume anything because I don't know this person, but I'm just gonna look at this and say that was just cold. It's like she didn't try to comfort him, she didn't even try to like make him feel better. Nah, she just clown on him. She's like beating the dog dead. Like, why? And the saddest part is, it doesn't end here, man. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It gets worse and worse from here. So obviously, after uploading that monstrosity of a TikTok, she obviously got a lot of backlash. And then she decided to make this, like, response slash apology. Not even apology, just like a terrible response.
I know that we've had a lot of comments about our video. It's been very interesting, to say the least. None of which I took personally.
So basically what she just said here is that, yeah, you said what I did was just not appropriate, and you want to know what I say to you? I'm just gonna put 2 fingers inside both of my ears and just scream la 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 and just call you guys a boatload of buffoons and idiots. That is like the equivalent of what she said. It's like, why can't she just like come out and just say, hey, maybe your guys are right? She doesn't even have to like go fully in it. Just be like, hey, maybe you guys are right. That was not appropriate. And yeah, I'm sorry to my husband and I'm sorry for even posting that. Like, that was it. That was all she had to say. Just like doing this just kind of makes you seem narcissistic.
But what Dan and I did see through all of the comments and all of the responses is that relationships struggle with transparent conversation. Relationships struggle with the honest responses. We have a very unique relationship and we away a lot. And just for the record, Dan is fine. And he's going to be home in just a minute. So I bought him an early Christmas gift, and I think you all will be very interested in what it is.
Honestly, I don't care what type of relationship you guys were in. It doesn't matter. That was not appropriate nor okay. I mean, it's okay to be silly, man. It's like, being silly, it's fun. I like being silly. Who doesn't like being a little silly every now and then? But there's a time and place for everything, and that was just simply not it. Also, I love how she like reassures us that Dan is fine. And I'm just gonna read you guys the top comment because they got it like spot on. It's like, Dan is fine. It will continue to be fine every time you ask him for the rest of his life. That is just straight facts. You literally just gave my man every single reason under the sun to not be open with you ever, because he was trying to be vulnerable, open to you, and you just clowned on him. You just shut him down. It's like you're trying to preach to us about healthy and open relationships while you can't even be open yourself. And then she like shows us the early Christmas present at the end. Like, you see guys, I got my husband an early Christmas present. It's that means I'm such an amazing person. You know what? I am actually the best. I'm gonna give myself a real quick pat on the back. It's like throughout this entire video, you can just kind of see where her headspace is. She's just really thinking about herself, and she just still does not get it at all. She is absolutely clueless. You shot my man down. He was trying to be open with you, but you just didn't care nor listen. It's like, I am a quarter of your age, and I was able to understand that. I'm not even out of school yet, and I could get that. Like, how is this so hard to comprehend for yourself? Shiver my freaky timbers, folks. We do not just got one, but two Wiregate explained. The first part is 8 minutes and the second part is 6. This is almost a 20-minute response for the most basic thing that anyone who watches that video could understand immediately where she went wrong. And she has to make this borderline 20-minute explaining video just so she can paint herself as like this victim. It's like nothing is wrong. It's like you guys are the crazy ones. It's like this level of denial and cluelessness needs to be studied. This is actually impressive. Honestly, this video is so long, I'm gonna just try to cut it up, and I'm just gonna find the parts that I think are most important. So yeah, editor abstracted, get to work, my guy.
I said get back to work. What? Get back to work. I said you could stop working.
So I want to look at this in two ways. The first way is how much I appreciate the people, men and women, that resonated with what I was doing. I saw one comment was, oh, it's all staged. And then I saw another comment that's, oh yeah, check out .032 and tell me this would be the best actor in the world. Well, let me be clear, it was not staged.
Man, when it comes to like people staging videos, I'm like usually like the first people to like cry out wolf, bro, like scream like, it's staged, off with their heads to the stakes. I'd be like the people like in medieval times just like screaming witch, bro. That's literally the equivalent of what I do. But maybe I could be dead wrong and that video was staged, who knows. But there was nothing about that video that just really gave off the vibe of it being staged. It just felt like a genuine video. I mean, maybe they did like re-record it a few times, and if you view that as staging, then so be it. I'm not gonna try to change your mind, but in my opinion, that was not staged. I'm sorry. It's just whoever were actually saying that, you are kind of a little bit off base, my guy. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Sydney came out and filmed.
But not to interrupt you, but we do that quite often. If we have a feeling, a thought, something we say to each other, we're like, grab the camera, you know, this might end up being something good.
She's like, not to interrupt, but immediately interrupts. I don't know why. It's just, I feel like she doesn't care what he has to say. Just something about like the way she carries herself, it just seems that way. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but for what she's doing right now, it seems that she just really doesn't value at all what this man has to say.
So anyway, as I said, I really appreciate everybody that resonated with that because, oh my God, some of the comments and some of the things that people said about men that had stuff from their fathers. that, you know, had been around a long time, and every time they go use the tackle box, they see the pliers. You know,
Well,
who you
it's
are.
just like my coffee cup.
Like, she does this throughout the entire video. She just keeps constantly interrupting my man, and it's actually annoying. Let him speak for himself, please. I don't want to hear your yapping. Just zip it for a few seconds. I just want to hear what he has to say. You can speak, that's fine. Just wait your turn. Like, stop interrupting, man. Like, sheesh.
As the comment said, that, you know, it just kind of brings the memory alive. And I think that's, your spool is just stirring a lot of good memories for you, especially with your brother.
You have to do that?
It's like, she still does not get the point. It's so incredibly sad to see. After making not one, but two, that's 3 responses, you still don't get it. It's actually depressing to watch this. Like, even my man's over here is getting annoyed with her. Like, my God, it's not that deep.
I'm somewhat of a vulnerable person, but certainly when I feel something as deep as that, I'm extremely vulnerable. So I appreciate everybody out there recognizing that. I appreciate every person that saw my vulnerability, because I was totally connected to what I was doing.
Just hold up. Let that sink in real quickly. So, she knew that he gets like this. It's like when he is like in the moment, like when he's in the zone, he can tend to get very emotional and vulnerable. But knowing that in mind, she still thought that that was a good idea to pull that little stunt. Like, that was just, that's honestly just very sad. It's like, I don't know any other words to just describe it, but just sad and disappointing on her end.
I was listening to you talk, but so often we listen and we're thinking about what we're going to say to someone, and we're not really hearing them. And I had no idea what he was doing. Like, we've done a lot of things over, you know, the last year or two, and I'm like, God, he's really good at this. And so I'm standing there thinking, is he acting, or is he, you know, doing something? And so of course my mind was on, how do I respond? How do I pull him out of this, you know?
So, you really weren't listening. I mean, I already saw this part, but it's just, you guys been hearing me say it throughout the entire video. It's like, how do you know she's not listening? This is it. She said it clear as day. She was not at all listening to what my mans was saying. She was just thinking about herself and what she was gonna say after that. And after that entire time of not even listening, just standing there mindlessly, that was the best thing that you could think of. Are you for real?
And we had this conversation, and we were so sad that they had had such a bad year. And then I see him sitting there with that hat on, and I was like, "You're wearing your Jets hat after we talked about them having such a bad year." So it was maybe a poor response on my part, but I think if you understand who we are and how we talk to each other, and you know, the interactions that we have.
Man, she was like really trying to undermine what she did here. She was like, yeah, maybe what I said wasn't appropriate, but I'm like, no, just no. It's like, as soon as you say, yeah, maybe I messed up, but it's like, you lost me there. It's just, you knew that what you said just wasn't appropriate, but you just are trying to undermine it and just trying to like switch it up to make it seem like you're not as bad. I'm not saying you're like this terrible, evil person. It was just, we just want you to understand what you did wrong and that it was not appropriate. No one thinks that you're this evil, wicked witch of the West type person. I don't know you, that's the reality, but I'm just looking at what you are posting publicly to these people, and I'm just judging it for what it is. It just wasn't appropriate. And going off of the little bit of information that I have, you seem like you're a narcissist, and I'm just gonna leave it there.
And for everybody to assume that she's callous and she's not a nice person and I should leave her, and you're way, way off base. You have no idea what our relationship is like.
Yeah, to say that these people need a divorce, you are actually brain dead yourself. It's just to say that someone should divorce over one measly video, it's just not enough, and that is a very childish take of you. But she does need that to admit that what she did was wrong and not appropriate, and not trying to like brush this under the rug like this is not no big deal. I mean, it isn't the biggest deal in the world, but she just needs to admit that what she did was wrong. If she were to just to do that, this would all go away instantaneously. But the reason why you are still suffering the consequences of this is because you are not brave enough to admit that you're wrong. And to me, that's honestly worse than what you did.
Our job and what we do is to work with couples on really digging into communication in the relationship. And someone said, oh, they wrote a book. Well, my God, then she shouldn't be writing a book if she's acting like this. And yes, she should be writing a book because this, what we got, I hope everybody gets.
I'ma keep it $150 with you. You two should not be writing a book on communications in relationships. There is no way. There is simply just no way that you two can be the one guiding other people. Honestly, if you're out there taking advice from these people, I am honestly praying that you just wake up and smell the roses and realize like, oh, maybe this isn't the best idea, because these two suck at communication. I can tell you this much. My man, his feelings were obviously hurt because he just kind of got denied and he is not expressing himself, and the wife over here is kind of almost forcing him to like apologize and stand up for her, instead of her just saying like, hey, what I did was wrong, and just trying to shove it under the rug. These two are not the prime example of communication, and it's just honestly pause the book until you guys figure out what's going on between you two, because this is hypocrisy at its finest. It's like the reason why you guys are still in this drama is because you guys both suck at explaining and being honest with each other. Because Dan is just shoving his feelings deep down and just trying to just do whatever makes the wife happy, while the wife is just over here just trying to shove her feelings deep down that she's actually wrong in this, and just trying to make Dan apologize for what she has done. This is horrible communication, and the fact that they're the people that are teaching this is the hilarious part of this.
We do understand, you know, why people would think that. We really do. I mean, we've looked at the video 100 times, and I mean, never in our wildest dreams did we think that it would be, you know, spread all over the world. But we're so grateful that it was, because I can take a hit. I'm pretty thick-skinned, but the bigger picture is that it brought more awareness and hopefully conversation between couples, you know, whatever kind of couple you are, whatever kind of relationship you're in.
I've gotta ask, how have you watched that video at least 100 times and you still don't understand what you did wrong? It's like you have to be extremely close-minded and one-sided towards yourself to not understand what was wrong with that video. And even the comments, it's like, yes, they probably said it in a rude way and I reprimand them for that, but they make a point. This thick skin you're talking about is actually just you being hard-headed. You are so hard-headed to the point where you are just not listening to your husband's feelings and the people who are just flat out telling you what you did was wrong. It's like, how? It's like, how clueless, how in denial must you be to still think you're in the right here? You are not at all. But yeah, that's basically where this entire thing is at now. In all their most recent videos, she is nowhere to be seen. It's like, I think she's kind of doing the right choice on her part. It's just to kind of lay low until she feels like she's ready to admit that she is wrong. Until she does that, she will not ever be welcome to come back to the internet, because she's gonna get clowned on immediately. But yeah, just apologize. That's all these people want, man. It's not that deep. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching up until this point. And I'm sorry if over the time of this video being recorded, it sounded like I was being less and less energetic. My lungs are literally dying. It's like the only reason why I was able to record this video was because of my inhaler. That is it. And I just really wanted to get this video out because it's 2025 and I still haven't uploaded a video. And I made a community post talking about the big project I was working on, the dog pack video. For some reason, my dumb self thought it would be a 500 IQ move to give the video idea to Peep, thinking that he would credit me, but he did not credit me inside the video. He did make a pinned comment, but the damage was already done, and WestJet stole off of him, which is pretty funny. But yeah, it's kind of a mess right now. I'm kind of questioning if I should even go through with the video, but I already did all the research. I just have to wait until I feel fully recovered to actually voice it all over and whatnot. So yeah, I just thought I might just throw in this little update at the end of the video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching up until this point. And I'm assuming that you like my video since you got this far. So yeah, don't be a stranger, hit that sub button. But yeah, I think you guys deserve this, man. It's like I shall eat the Sukuna finger dipped in pink sauce. What is up, guys? It's your boy Abs is sick here. Like I said last video, I said if we get 500 likes, I eat Sukuna's fingers. So yeah, for some reason you guys chose pink sauce. So here's the pink sauce. I made my own concoction. I don't know how it's gonna taste. I'm actually freaking out. Anyway, I'm gonna try to open this up with one freaking hand, if that's even possible. Let's see, just go on. Yeah. Oh, shiver my timbers. Oh, shiver my timbers. This is so much harder than I thought it would be. Okay, man, why is this like kind of crusty, bro? It's like, I know it's supposed to be a finger, but dang, bro, it's a crusty finger. I like, should I like eat it first, like no sauce? No, I'm gonna just eat the finger just to see how it tastes. Honestly, this tastes like black licorice. Yeah, it's honestly exactly how you imagine it. I think it's black cherry flavored. Yeah, it's black cherry. It tastes like black licorice. Anyway, here's the pink sauce. Oh my god. Make sure you yeah. This is happening, bro. This is happening. Una potito, I guess. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh my god. Disgusting. Oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? That is vile. Oh my Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna throw up. That was... I would flip the camera around, but I don't want to show my face, but I'm clearly chewing it. And I bit a freaking piece off of this thing. Yeah, the mistakes were made.
Kuma la Savesta. Nigga talking crazy, we gon' hit him in his chest. Oh, na Savesta. Oh, na Savesta. We don't riding Yodas, bitch, we sliding in a Tesla. I don't like the bitch because she keep on acting extra. Baby, throw it on me and cover applying pressure. Oh, na Savesta. Niggas talk crazy, so we shoot from the vest up. What you call that? Call it come on, Sylvester.